Wrestlemania is over for another year. Raw and Smackdown's new series have begun. But on Pro Wrestling Simulator, we are going to go and rebook it all the way that we want it to be done, okay? We are rolling the day back. It's going to go to the 1st of December 2024, and we're going to start booking the WWE. You might have seen me play Pro Wrestling Simulator on stream. You might have seen it on YouTube as well. We have booked the TJWF, the Tony Jameson Wrestling Federation. But that's something I do with my community on stream. So my community members are the roster, okay? My subscribers, my followers, they become part of the roster. But you probably want to see what the WWE would be like. So we've basically got a mod into Pro Wrestling Simulator, and we're starting to book the WWE, okay? So we're going to go back, as I say, to December 2024. Ignore what's happened in real life, okay? We're going to try and write our own stories, our own outcomes. Wrestlemania will be different. The Royal Rumble will be different. So if that sounds like the sort of thing you're into, make sure you get on board, because we are going to start booking the WWE the TJ way. Right, welcome then to Pro Wrestling Simulator. This is the WWE mod. Very different to what we've been playing on stream. Okay, we're playing on stream. We've been doing the TJWF, so we've been doing our own wrestling federation with play with viewers, so any subscribers have been able to get themselves into the roster. This is a mod which we've been using for the WWE, so we're going to have a fantasy booking essentially for WWE. It doesn't go from Wrestlemania. Obviously WrestleMania's just happened. It defaults back to January, so we're going to run WrestleMania through. We're going to run WWE through for 1 year. We're going to book it. We're going to try and change some storylines up. Things might be the same. Things might be different. We'll see how we get on. What I've done is I've updated all the belts, so everyone's got the right belt. So here, as you can see, this is us now with our WWE roster. So Dirty Dom has got the Intercontinental title. We've got Dawkins with the and Montez Ford with the tag team titles. Chelsea Green's got the US women's title. Dragon Lee has the Speed Championship. We're not going to bother with Speed, I don't think, to be honest. Fallon Henry, the North American women's champion. Hank and Tank, the tag team champions in NXT. Jacob Fatu's got the US title. Mid-card Jey Uso, he's not keeping that, by the way. I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, I don't care what point we're changing this. He is not going to be the champion for very long. We're going to be stripping Jey Uso of the title. All he is an entrance. That's all he is. So we'll get rid of that. Cena, heel Cena's in there. Can we have a former wrestler, Hollywood actor randomly insert themselves into storylines? Yeah, absolutely we can. So with the WWE, what we'll do is we will look at our calendar. So WWE main event is 1 day away. I don't think we're going to do main event. We'll do Raw. Will we do NXT? Potentially. We will do SmackDown. So we're the 1st of December 2024, by the way, here. So we're gearing up towards the Royal Rumble, because there doesn't seem to be a December pay-per-view in the WWE calendar. So we're gearing up for the Royal Rumble. Then we're off to Elimination Chamber in Perth with NXT Vengeance. Stand and Deliver's also there. Mania is in April. We've got Backlash in France. We've got the King and Queen of the Ring. We've got the Clash at the Castle, NXT Battleground, Money in the Bank, Bash in Berlin, SummerSlam, No Mercy, Bad Blood, Crown Jewel. Maybe we'll get rid of Crown Jewel. think we'll get rid of that and we'll put something else in. Survivor Series and Deadline, as we say there. So, right, the plan is then we're gearing up towards the Royal Rumble. Okay? We are going to book Raw. We are going to book SmackDown. We should probably have a look at current storylines. There's no storylines yet, which is fine. Current stables. Again, some of these will probably change because it'll be slightly out of date. So things like the OC, obviously like Gallows and Anderson have gone. AJ Styles is still in for now with the OC. We've got Damage Control there. Io Sky not technically in Damage Control anymore, although they did mention on WrestleMania that she was still part of Damage Control. And I remember looking at that thinking, not sure. LWO, the Latino World Order, there, Rey Mysterio, Zelina Vega, Dragon Lee. Bloodline are still a thing. The New Day still have Big E in there as well, American Made. The Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Ellering, Razor. Now, I know that Akam and Razor have just been released, but I like the Authors of Pain. I might keep them. Legado del Fantasma, yeah, let's keep that. The Wyatt Six, I mean, should we work out what to do with the Wyatt Six? Nobody else seems to know. So let's see if we can get something there. The Judgment Day, again, we'll have that, but I'm gonna break the Judgment Day up because I think the Judgment Day need to break up in real life. Alpha Academy, comedy purpose only. Chase University, D'Angelo Family, Fatal Influence, Gallus, the Meta 4, the No Quarter Catch Crew, OTM, and the Pure Fusion Collective. I mean, really, like, a lot of this needs some work. to be honest. But as I say, I think we'll break up the Judgment Day. We'll keep Final Testament. Bloodline, let's keep them for now. We'll break them up as we go along. And there's obviously, well, you know, we've still got some options with LWO as well, because, you know, we're going to start bringing people in. Actually, have we put Penta in yet? That's the point. Not that I'm suggesting we put Penta into the LWO. I think we need to put him in, don't we? We haven't done that yet. Right, open database. Okay, workers. Let's put him over. Yeah. Okay, so we want to change him. Currently has no contract. Is that right? I don't think so. Add contract. Where are you at? Oh, he's at Attack Pro Wrestling. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's going to be at WWE. Wages per month 0. I mean, we probably need to give him some money. We'll work on what his contract actually looks like. We need to do Felix as well. Yes, that's true. We do. Yeah, Rey Fenix needs to come to WWE as well. Yes, we do need to try and work out whether we get El Grande Americano in. Let's think about that, shall we? Here we go then. So let's start booking Raw then. Let's think about how we book our first Raw. We want to work out who our current tag teams are. We've got DIY, A-Town, Angel Garza and Humberto, Cedric Alexander, Authors of Pain, Imperium are still a tag team, Motor City Machine Guns, New Catch Republic, New Day. And New Day is still classed as faces, or are they as heel? They should be heels now, shouldn't they? This is our split for our brand, by the way. So Rollins at the minute is a face. We will of course have to turn him as well. Aleister Black should return tonight on SmackDown. Well, we will put Aleister Black in at some point as well. Current faces in Raw: Seth Rollins, but he's Seth freaking Rollins at this point. Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, Rey Mysterio, Sheamus, CM Punk. Upper mid-card, Strowman, Jey Uso, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. So they are still showing us faces at the minute, so we will have to turn the New Day at some point. Otis and Joe Gacy, so all of the Wyatt Six are classed as faces. R-Truth, Zelina Vega. Heels: Balor, McIntyre, The Miz. I love The Miz. Oscar, Gunther. We've changed Cena. We've made Cena heel. Karrion Kross, Bronson Reed, Chad Gable, Dakota Kai. Io Sky as a heel? Don't think so. Pete Dunne, Liv Morgan, Kairi Sane, Bron Breakker. Dirty Dom, heel. I'm technically babyface now, isn't he? Tyler Bate. Has The Miz ever been face? I don't know. I think he's just a lovable prick, isn't he, really? SmackDown has got us with Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Bianca Belair, Cody Rhodes, Bayley, Gargano, Ciampa, Andrade. Heels: AJ Styles, Dwayne, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, Shinsuke, Solo Sikoa. LA Knight, I think is probably a face possibly at this point. Santos Escobar, Grayson Walker. Tiffany Stratton as a heel. I would say she's a face now as well. Naomi as a face. Again, we have to change that, don't we? And then of course NXT. We've brought Ricky Saint over. I don't think he's a heel. I think he's maybe have to be a face. Nathan Fraser, Trick Williams. Again, some of these we know have moved on. Stephanie Vaca is a heel apparently. Okay, so Alexa Bliss isn't locked down at the minute. Charlotte's not locked down at the minute. Jimmy Uso isn't locked down anywhere. So it means that these obviously can be wherever they want to be. Okay, Raquel Rodriguez, there you go. You should really be on Raw, I presume, with Liv. Yeah, you need to be on Raw because you're one of the tag team champions. There you go, right, okay. Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville. Again, we can look to release some people as we go through. And then of course we've got our developmental as well, which has got loads of options. So we could put a couple of people down into developmental and get them out the way. Here's the question: do I start releasing some people? And let's cut people as we go through. So in terms of then, our first pay-per-view that we're going to be booking by the time it comes round is going to be the Royal Rumble. So we're working towards the Royal Rumble. We've got, how many Raws have we got until then? It looks like quite a lot, doesn't it? 55 days away. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Raws until we get to the Royal Rumble, okay? So we've got lots to book at this point. Things that we need to have here. We need to have, obviously, a Royal Rumble match. Put the match gimmick of a Royal Rumble. Have to make sure that there is a Royal Rumble in the Royal Rumble match, don't we? Okay, so we want a men's Royal Rumble and a women's Royal Rumble. So it has to be a Royal Rumble and it has to be for 45 minutes. There is no title, but they do get to win the Royal Rumble. So that is going to be the men's Royal Rumble. Can we just put one member in at the minute and save it? No, we can't. We have to put everything in there. Let's leave it for now. I don't need to bother about booking the Royal Rumble at this moment in time. Let's go to Monday Night Raw. Our first show that we're going to book, we're going to have it in Kentucky. 120 minutes worth of content to book. 120 minutes to 180. Our current champions, John Cena is on Raw. Dominic Mysterio is on Raw. I think we open with John Cena, don't we? So let's add a storyline, because obviously John is a heel at this point. So we'll give him a 2-minute entrance and then he can cut a promo. 4-minute promo maybe. John Cena opens Raw and cuts a promo as the new heel champion. We then have a story beat. Let's have it. Okay, now I don't want to do it exactly the same as what's currently happening in real life. Cena came out, cut his promo, and Randy Orton interfered. I don't want Randy Orton setting up just yet. Okay, although I do like that angle in real life. We can't have Cody Rhodes because he's on SmackDown. What I think we need to do is we need someone to enter and to interrupt John Cena. Maybe John Cena offers an open challenge. Drew McIntyre, I think, would be quite good. I'd quite like Drew McIntyre. Right, let's just keep it nice and simple. Okay, so entrance. John Cena comes out. 2-minute entrance. Then we want John Cena to cut a promo. You can have 4 minutes to do that. Then we want another entrance, which is Drew McIntyre. Then we'll have a war of words. Let's have a war of words, shall we? Between Drew and Cena. 3 minutes for that. And then at that point, we can have a match made between Cena and Drew. Okay, so John Cena opens the show as the new what is he? He's the heavyweight champion, isn't he? Or Drew's WWE champion, isn't he? Drew makes his way to the ring. The pair verbally spar. A match is made for the title at the end of the show. 11 minutes feels long. I mean, we've got a lot of time to fill, so let's do that. So right, 10 minutes then at the start. Okay, so let's add that match then. It's going to be John Cena versus Drew McIntyre for the title. Should we make it a 10-minute, 15-minute match? We want Cena to retain, don't we? So we want Cena retains. Let's work out whether or not there's going to be any interference or not. I don't know if there's going to be. There might not be. We might keep it nice and simple and just have Cena winning clean. Heel Cena could potentially do like a roll-up pin or something, possibly. I might do something a little bit of a quick pin, maybe, so that'll put him over a bit more as a bit more of a heel. That's what we've got there then. So that's the angle involving Cena and Drew. Then I think we have... I'm tempted to have Io Sky come out at this point and have the next match being Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley and Bianca again and have like a triple threat. That could work, couldn't it? Right, let's have Rhea Ripley come out versus Io Sky. Has she got the title? She must have the title, surely. I have spotted the issue with the title. Good spot. Because I was looking at Io going, you don't seem to have a title for Io. I was wondering why Liv had 2 titles. That's it. There we go. Brilliant. This should now look better. Okay, so let's go to Raw. Let's make this a 15-minute match. We have Rhea Ripley beating Io Sky here. It's not for the title. Do you want this to make Rhea look good? Yeah, let's do that. Let's make Rhea look good. And I know we like Io Sky, but let's make Rhea look good. Let's have a major spot. Is obviously going to be Io Sky doing something ridiculous. I also think about building your Rumble winners. Yes, exactly. Well, this thing, that's why I wanted to know exactly when the Rumble was. So I was like, how do I start to plan towards that? So this match is a non-title match. Rhea wins by Riptide. Io produces a major spot. 15 minutes for them, do we think? Rhea versus Io. Dakota's there, but she's not going to do anything. We could maybe have Dakota attempt to interfere. If Io's a heel, we could have Dakota interfere in the match as well. Okay, so let's have that. So Dakota interferes. Yeah, botched interference. The botched interference is going to set up Io and Dakota Kai splitting. What we'll probably do is that'll happen at Royal Rumble. Dakota Kai will eliminate Io Sky and the Royal Rumble. So that seems fair, doesn't it? We could do that. That's a 15-minute match there that has Rhea and Io going against each other. Dakota tries to interfere and it doesn't quite work out. Okay, we said here we might have interference from Bron Breakker in the main event. I like that angle. Now this has to do long-term story, doesn't it? So finish is going to be, it's going to be Cena winning, isn't it? Interference DQ possibly? With outside interference. So yeah, so we want Drew McIntyre to lose via the attitude adjustment. Bron interferes. We've now got 2 interferences though. That's the thing, isn't it? So £50,000. Would that be? I tell you what. How about Bron puts Drew through a table? Io won't be in the Rumble because she'll be defending the title. Good point. Good point. Let me think about that then. Io might lose the title before the Rumble. She can't lose the title on a house show, can she? Maybe she does. Maybe she loses it at Raw. Possibly. Maybe Dakota costs her the title at the Rumble. Let's work it that way. So it won't be in the actual Rumble match. She'll cost her the title at the Royal Rumble. That's how we're going to do it. So Cena retains. Bron Breakker interferes in the match. I'm going to put by spearing Drew through a table. I don't know if that's what's going to actually happen according to the way that the story's planned out, but that's what we're going to want to do. Okay, what we've got here. Bron takes out Drew, becomes Cena's bodyguard. Cena joins the Dangerous Alliance under Heyman. Heyman and Seth start a long-term quiet feud over Cena being old and taking Seth's place. Long term, Bron gets a Jay title shot, loses to Jay because of the botched Seth interference. Cena gets Bron to take Seth out the accumulation of the feud. Braun then backstabs Cena. At some point, takes the title. Seth chases Braun. That's the fan fiction done. I like that. That's pretty good. Right, that's maybe an idea. Okay, I like that. So let's have a backstage segment, shall we? Dirty Dom and Liv Morgan and that's Carlito. Put him in there as well. Carlito. This is Kathy Kelly doing the interview here. Do you want JD in there as well? JD can be there. We don't really need Priest, do we? Because Priest's going to be doing his own thing. Or should we have Priest as well? Have everybody there? We want to see the Viking champs. The Viking chaps as the tag team. All the characteristics of Vikings wearing tweed suits. Yeah, that's quite a good idea, actually. We could do that. Turn them into the Tartan army. Okay, the subject can be the tag team titles. We obviously want them to battle for the tag team titles. But then what we'll also do is we'll then have if you want the titles, you have to come through us first. So that then sets up a tag match. Okay, so a tag match of Finn and JD versus the Viking Raiders. Ivar can win. He can pin JD McDonough with the Doom Salt. 10-minute match. Purpose to embarrass Finn or embarrass JD. I don't really know how that works, to be honest. So Ivar's going to win by pinfall. He's going to pin JD with a Doom Salt. Now the thing is, do we want to embarrass anybody, or do we just want that to be just a normal match? No, like nothing major, nothing fancy. Just get it done, sort of thing. Could have a backstage segment later on where JD and where Finn and the New Day start to fall out a little bit. Yeah, we'll work out how we do that. Okay, so that's Judgment Day versus the War Raiders. Okay, War Raiders win. I'll tell you what, let's have mid-card Jey Uso come out now. Do we have him against Gunther? You know what? I'm tempted to have him against Ilya Dragunov, or Uso versus Priest, Jey versus Ludwig Kaiser, Jey versus The Miz. I'll tell you what, let's put him against The Miz, right? And that could set someone up, because basically, The Miz is basically going to say that Jey Uso is like, he's not a great champion. We'll get a quick pin with a super kick. And this is to embarrass The Miz, unfortunately. Actually, no, it needs to make Jey look good, doesn't it? Chaotic match. These two can pull off a chaotic match, I think. Do we have to give Jey Uso 15 minutes for his entrance? How about Penta versus Karrion Kross? Or Penta versus Priest? It's face versus face, isn't it? Because I don't want Penta versus Gunther just yet. Penta versus Bronston Reed? How about Penta versus Ludwig Kaiser? If we say Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry, unfortunately, probably isn't going to appear just yet. You know what? I don't mind Penta versus Karrion Kross, actually, because what it can do is if we have Karrion Kross struggle a bit, then eventually we'll get Karrion Kross to snap. He can start adding people to his roster. Okay, so that's 14 minutes there. We've still got 42 minutes worth of show left. So this is a lot, isn't it? Let's give Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan and Raquel versus Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane. I don't want to have Io Sky get involved and sort of like have a double botch in the same show, but I might have Io not help. Okay, so we've got 24 minutes left. I think we can have Ilya Dragunov versus Ludwig Kaiser in what the Americans would probably dub generic European match. Or do we have him versus Pete Dunne? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's have him versus Pete Dunne. I'm gonna let them decide who wins this. Let's have Seth Rollins versus Gunther. Does anybody fancy Seth versus Gunther? Or Seth versus Priest? Tell you what, let's go Seth versus Gunther. We've got 14 minutes, so let's make it a 10-minute match. And let's have a 11-minute match, sorry. Let's also have a promo as well. Seth's a face. He is at this point, yes. In fact, let's have Gunther win by pinfall with a diving splash. We will turn. It's slightly older database, so it's like, yeah, I think it was updated in December. So Dangerous Alliance isn't up and running yet. Not yet, but we can start to plot for it. Yeah, so again, think about that. We're telling the stories. We're going to get the stories as we come through. Okay. So this is going to make Gunther look good. Okay. Can we have a chaotic match? Yeah, that should be good, shouldn't it? So this match is designed to make Gunther look good. Long term, Seth will form the Dangerous Alliance. This allows Seth to lose. We've got 3 minutes. Should we have a promo before that? Possibly. I'll tell you what, let's have Seth cut a promo. So we'll have a storyline at this point between these two. That looks all right. Okay, so this is our first show. So we've got Cena with an angle against Drew McIntyre. Cena opens the show as the new WWE champion. He cuts a heel promo. Drew's music hits. Drew makes his way to the ring. The pair verbally spar. The match is made for the title at the end of the show. And that's what we set up for the end of the show. Then we've got Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. It's a non-title match. Rhea wins by Riptide following a botched interference from Dakota Kai. What we're doing is we're setting up a storyline where Dakota Kai and Io split. So Damage Control splits. We want Io Sky to become face. So Dakota Kai is going to basically ruin that as we go through. So that's the first little seeds we're planting at this point for that. The match therefore elevates Rhea. The botched interference, as we say, sets up Io versus Dakota later on. It's not going to be when she eliminates her from the Rumble, but presumably at the Rumble when Dakota costs Io the title. Io's going to lose the title at the Royal Rumble. It allows us to put 2 new feuds on as well, so whoever wins the Rumble can have a different feud, potentially. Then we've got a backstage angle with Kathy Kelly interviewing the Judgment Day, Eric and Ivar, and the New Day. Finn and JD are saying they want to win the tag titles to bring more gold to the Judgment Day. New Day they say they've got no intention of relinquishing those titles, but the War Raiders then say if Finn and JD want the titles, they've got to get to the back of the line and go through them first. We then have a match between the Judgment Day and the War Raiders, and the War Raiders win by pinfall. Jey Uso versus The Miz is up next. Jey's the new heavyweight champion, so he wants to obviously prove himself to the fans. Miz doesn't think that Jey is deserving of the title and therefore challenges him to a match. Jey wins by flash pinfall. Flash pinfall? No, I think he just wins by a normal pinfall, actually. Then we've got Penta versus Karrion Kross. Match is set up to showcase a potential long-term feud between Penta and Kross. And we've got Penta winning that one. Ultimately, we want to get Karrion a bit angry. He's then going to start setting up a stable as we go through. So we'll do that. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Kairi Sane and Dakota Kai. Now, women's tag match. Dakota and Io have already had a botched interference earlier on in the show. Io doesn't help Dakota in a moment of need. Liv and Raquel win the titles and retain. Io and Dakota stare down at the end of the match. That's the angle there where they stare down. We then got Ilya Dragunov versus Pete Dunne. We're going to let the AI decide who wins that one. We've then got an angle with Seth Gunther, where we have that match between Seth and Gunther. Then it makes Gunther look good. We want long-term Seth to form the Dangerous Alliance. This allows Seth to lose, therefore build up the justification for turning heel later in the year. And then we've got John Cena versus Drew McIntyre. So Cena retains the title at the end of the match. Bron Breakker interferes in the match by spearing Drew through a table. This sets up a long-term feud where the two will go at it in the future. So that is Raw, Week 1. I'm happy with that. Let's see how it goes, shall we? Penta has been offered a contract by New Japan. John Cena's wages have gone up. Right, well, can we offer Penta more money? I think we probably shouldn't we? Because this is going to be quite embarrassing if Penta walks out pretty quick, which I think he maybe has done. Has he already walked? This could be a problem. I think Penta's left. Okay, so he has got a contract with New Japan, but he does have a contract with us as well. So potentially, he should still be able to stay with us, I'm guessing. Hope. Can we have a look at the finances? Let's not look at the finances just yet. Oh, they've gone down. It's only gone down like a tiny little amount, hasn't it? Has Penta walked? You want non-WWE Penta back? I think we've possibly lost him. Well, that means that we're going to have some interesting discussions to try and book the rest of the shows. Then it's fine. Don't worry. We can get him back. We can get him back at some point. Have we therefore lost some minutes? No, we haven't. Have we? Also, they've only just offered him a contract. They haven't. He hasn't agreed it yet. Let's watch the show and then we'll call it a day. Let's watch the show. Okay, so we are off. You can't see behind my head, but I can tell you exactly how this one goes in terms of scoring. We have an angle involving John Cena and Drew McIntyre. Cena opens the show as the new WWE champion, cuts a heel promo. Drew McIntyre's music hits. Drew makes his way to the ring. The pair verbally spar. A match is made for the title at the end of the show. 94% reaction from the crowd. Raw has gone off. 92% reaction for John Cena's entrance. 96% for his promo. 96% for Drew coming out. 93% for Drew versus John on the mic. And then 92% for the actual match being set up. So working with Drew McIntyre helped everyone learn in this segment. So perfect. 94% for that segment. Great start. We then go to Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. Star power of Ripley added to the match. Only 79% overall. Well, we've had a little dip. It was a 74% reaction match. 4 stars apparently, so that's pretty good. Io Sky got a boost because of her gimmick. The good looks of Io added to the match. Io's selling skills raised the match quality. She put in a massive effort. And obviously they've got a good chemistry, Rhea and Io, so that helped the match quality. The finish slightly hurt, which, fine, we understand that, but we know what we're trying to do. Rhea was made to look like a threat, so that helped her popularity as well, so that's good. We made Rhea look a bit more badass as well. So 79% is our current score for the show so far, 74% for that match. Then we get to the angle backstage with the Judgment Day and with the War Raiders and with the New Day, so everyone really from the locker room pretty much. Working with Finn Balor helped everyone learn the segment along with Carlito and Kingston. Dirty Dom has lost a little bit of popularity. Kathy Kelly's popularity has gone up, as has Liv's, Balor's, JD's, loads of people's popularity has improved. 71% reaction for that segment. Okay, 71%. We then move on to the actual tag match itself. The intimidating presence of Ivar and Eric added to the match. Now, Ivar and Eric obviously very good at tag teams. Finn did most of the heavy lifting. Finn and JD have a good chemistry. The match was good, but could have been better with a bit more time to tell a story. So we only gave them 10 minutes, so we maybe could have given them a little bit more, but that's fine. So 3.5 stars. Crowd reaction 65%. Ivar won, so the show itself is now down to 71%. We then get to Jay versus The Miz. Jey Uso, he gets a boost because of the gimmick. Jey Uso puts a big effort in. The Miz has a boost because of his gimmick as well. Miz could have put a bit more effort in though. Come on, Miz. Come on. I mean, maybe he doesn't want to carry the segment, possibly. 81% reaction from the crowd, so they quite like that as an angle. Maybe we can build upon this then. The Miz and Jey Uso. I'm not against the idea of The Miz having a title, you know. I'm not against it at all. 1.5 star for match quality though. So there is that. 71% so far in terms of overall enjoyment. What's happening now? Penta versus Karrion Kross. The workers went for an epic feel, but the crowd weren't buying it. Oh dear. Penta put in a huge effort. Kross looked intimidating. 50%, nobody really cared. 1-star match. Ooh, starting to take a plummet, innit? This booking. Can we pull it back up? We can a little bit. 64%. The women's match got things back on track with the tag team match. Dakota Kai, Kairi Sane, Liv Morgan, all putting in good work. Kairi Sane did the heavy lifting. Kairi and Dakota having bad chemistry. That wasn't really what we're expecting, to be honest. Maybe expected a bit better from that. 2 stars overall. 65% reaction for that match. 64% for the show. There's then a stare down at the end there, which is Io Sky and Dakota Kai. Io made that look better. 70%. That was pretty good. Yeah, potentially the fact that Penta's leaving was part of it good. Do I leave yet? Do I leave? Next up then, Ilya Dragunov versus Pete Dunne. 3 stars. 3 stars. Pretty decent. 64% from the crowd, but overall show now of 70%. Pete got a better reaction than we'd expect. He's riding a wave of momentum. Okay, this could be a good feud, I reckon, Ilya and Pete Dunne. I like this. We can work with something here. Obviously, you've then got Tyler Bate to add in as well. We need someone to team with Ilya in the event that, so we can have sort of 4 people working in the story. Look at this. Seth Rollins and Gunther, 96% reaction. This is a feud that people want to see. Rollins and Gunther, everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. 96%. The match, however, short. 2.5 stars. 86% reaction from the crowd, so they were buying it. We've moved our overall enjoyment of the show up to 80%. Star Power's working really well. It looks like a good feud, to be honest. Seth and Gunther. So maybe we have some more of that going forward. And then we got the final match. 100% reaction from the crowd. Yes! We've hit 100% on the final reaction. Match quality 1. So it was an awful match, apparently. Cena could have put more effort in, despite being the star. The big spot had the crowd on their feet. That's when we wanted it to be. Bron Breakker has speared Drew through the announce table. The finish has slightly hurt the match quality, apparently. So it's 83% overall for this episode of Raw. Cena retains. But you know what? That's not a bad show. That's not a bad show for our first week of Raw. And I think that that's a fair place to leave it, really. So I think we leave that as it is. 80% reaction. Pretty good. Next show, I reckon, we'll do SmackDown next. We'll do SmackDown next. We'll pop that up onto YouTube next. But yeah, I think let's leave that there for today. That's pretty decent. There we have it then. Raw is done, and a belting episode of Raw, quite frankly, to be honest. SmackDown's up next. We'll get that video up very, very shortly. I don't know what the upload schedule is going to be like. We'll try and get them as regular as we possibly can. Ideally, once a week would be brilliant. Let me know if the videos are too long, by the way. We are going to try and edit them down as we go through, but let me know if they're too long. Let me know what you think. Was that a good episode of Raw? What is your idea for your angles? Who do you want to see feuding? Who do you want to see win the belts? Let me know in the comments below. And as I say, we'll pop SmackDown up next, and maybe we'll do NXT as well, if that's what you're into. Let me know. Drop some follows, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and yeah, keep that conversation moving, and hopefully you'll enjoy what happens next on SmackDown on the next one.